I have a bone to pick with you. We had predicted this as well.
Yeah, yeah,
We just didn't have the balls to put it out there.
yeah. It's not anywhere in public. That's the
Djokovic
only issue.
definitely has a great history with US Open. I'm sure he is very bitter with all the officials related to US Open. He doesn't have great memories for sure. This is the only tournament where I think
Yes.
he doesn't really have fun.
He has mellowed down. That's what I want to say. This year, he has slightly mellowed down in his speeches, his form. Hi, finally, we have a different contest in the finals of the US Open. So, is that a relief, Aadish, or otherwise?
Uh, Honestly, I was all riled up about getting a chance to talk about Alcaraz and Djokovic again. I had this entire thing prepped in my mind how Djokovic outwitted him at the French Open, but the pressure weighed on him at the Wimbledon, and how Alcaraz probably is more suited to a grass court game rather than a slower surface, and how US Open is relatively slow. So I had all everything from my side was I had this build up in my head about a potential Alcaraz Djokovic final. But of course, we have Daniil Medvedev, and I have a bone to pick with you. We had predicted this as well.
Yeah, yeah.
We just didn't have the balls to put it out there.
Yeah, it's not anywhere in public. That's the
Yeah,
only issue. But
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
I actually backed Medvedev right from the start, as you also mentioned. But yesterday, or let's say at the last match, when Medvedev's comments came out about the heat and the sun, and probably it was highlighted extreme comments, right? Obviously, that happens when everything goes into media. But a player will die. Those kind of comments probably put some doubt in my mind around Medvedev, because I thought that that match would have been energy sapping. Only not only physically, but as it is in tennis, even mentally. So overcoming Alcaraz might be very tough with that mindset. But credit to him, I think that was a fantastic turnaround.
Actually, yeah, all credit to him. But I don't think we should be really taking Medvedev so seriously every time, I feel. Because I remember there was a 1000 Masters on clay when he said, I just don't understand clay, how it works and all. And he reached the finals for that. I think he won the title.
Yeah, he won it.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think when Medvedev makes such claims during a tournament, we need to really take them seriously. Maybe it is mind games, or maybe he's just making some comments. He looks like a really
Yeah.
laid back guy, so maybe that was his way of dealing with stress. Oh,
Yeah,
who knows?
yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
People, I mean, tennis is kind of taken quite seriously as compared to other sports, is it?
Yeah, I guess, but we have a rather interesting final lined up
Yeah.
with Medvedev and Djokovic. Um, Obviously, both are not exactly how do I put this? Don't view US Open administration in the best light. I'm sure about that. Medvedev has
Yeah.
criticized the US Open administration because of the heat and all the night
Yeah.
matches. A lot
Yeah.
of people have criticized. Djokovic definitely has a great history with US Open. I'm sure he is very bitter with all the officials related to US Open. He doesn't have great memories for sure. This is the only tournament where I think
Yes.
he doesn't really have fond memories.
He has mellowed down. That's what I want to
Yeah.
say. This year, he has slightly mellowed down in his speeches, his warmth, overall post-match interviews. Everything is a little calm. That's what I think.
Yeah, but he did keep in mind how Ben Shelton celebrated against Tiafo, and he did the exact same thing here. So I just want to say he's a very vengeful person. That is for sure.
Yeah,
He likes to play these little tricks, or keep things in mind, or whatever, or he's just having fun out there. He's 36 years old, and maybe he is he has outlived his career, what he thought and
yeah.
what he's doing, so he's just having fun.
But
Whatever
I
it is.
would say, apart from a little scare with his compatriot, which is Jiri, uh, I think nothing really has come close to troubling Djokovic, isn't it? It's kind of a straight set. Obviously, the match against Ben Shelton was tough. Again, he had to be on the accelerator, because if he had slowed down, then things might have looked a little different. So he is obviously capable and putting his peak performances almost every match. But it has been straight sets and it has been going as per his strategy.
I honestly think that the scare that he faced with Jere, now we can't be sure if that was also deliberate, but I think playing a 5 set match on your road to the finals is a plus. It's a huge advantage
Yeah,
coming into the finals, that I want to say to anybody who hasn't followed tennis as much. If you leave aside a Roger Federer in his prime or a Rafa Nadal at the French Open, I personally truly believe that if you have been through a really difficult match on your way to
yeah,
the final, it gives you an advantage, an extra edge coming into the final, because you've had that scare. You
yeah,
know you have sort of made that comeback. You have sort of played that long grueling 3 4 5 hour match, which at both Australian Open and US Open, both the hardcore Grand
yeah,
Slams, because of the heat, all the late night sessions, and everything that the players complain about, things that are done to make the tournament entertaining takes a toll on the players. So if you have actually played that 4 5 hour 5 setter match in a say night session before
yeah.
the finals and come out on top of it, I think it's a huge plus.
Yeah, it always happens. I think the top seeds always go through a scare, and intentional or not, but it preps them for what is coming up. But does it prep them for the final? Because it surely prepped Djokovic for every match till the semis. But does it help in the finals? That is the question to ask today.
Yeah, right. Let's see. But looking at the history, just uh, Medvedev has defeated Djokovic 2 years ago at the very same tournament, which
Yeah,
was surprising. Djokovic was going for the ultimate glory, the calendar slam. Uh, we really don't know if Medvedev outclassed him that day or the pressure weighed on him. But one important thing here is that Medvedev loves this surface.
yeah.
Medvedev is an out and out hardcourt player. He's not an all surface player. He hates clay, he hates grass. He has made it very clear to everybody around the world, but he loves the hard court. And
Yeah, we saw
it,
that at the start of the season also, right? At Indian Wells in Miami.
right.
And thinking of Miami, I can't forget the point which between Sinner and Alcaraz, which was probably called the point of the season in the first tournament itself. But yesterday's point at the end of set one between Medvedev and Alcaraz probably eclipses that. Food for thought, but it was it was so cool to
Honestly,
see
there were
another
a
point. Yeah,
couple of points, not
yeah.
just that one, 3 4 points that could be termed as the point of the tournament or something like that. But the thing I noticed was that Medvedev has tremendous defensive capabilities,
Yeah,
and
the reverse forehand he hit, although he lost the point. That was
right,
so difficult. I
it
did not
was almost
think that.
impossible
Yeah,
to hit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even attempting that was
I
crazy.
think that was actually that is way more difficult than hitting a tweener, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Agreed, agreed. So that's what I was thinking. What he'll do? I think he had stepped up as well, and then he ran back, and it was a great adjustment. I actually thought that it was going to go as a successful lob, but yeah, it didn't
The
go
the
that
guy in
far.
front of him also likes to put everything back in the court. So
But one thing you noticed, I felt that the drop shot did not really work in the entire tournament. Probably it's bounce, probably not great drop shots overall. We never know, but it hasn't been a weapon really.
and definitely not for Medvedev. If you have seen the match against Alcaraz,
Yeah.
the biggest screw ups that Medvedev did were the drop shots that he hit against Alcaraz.
Even Djokovic attempted a few drop shots and against Ben Shelton, and it was never working or never going to work.
I think Alcaraz, maybe he doesn't have the legacy that the big three have, but he has definitely put drop shots on everybody's mind, right? Everybody is just going for drop shots. I don't
Yeah.
remember so many drop shots being played or talked about in the earlier days, pre
Yeah.
Alcaraz days, if I may.
Yeah, yeah. It was only some drop shots from maybe Benoit Paire, maybe Dimitrov, which got a lot of praise. But
Yeah,
yeah, now there is a good possibility of praise because there will be hundreds of drop shots all the time.
right, right.
Yeah, some of them will come off, some of them won't. But I think the final thoughts, if you have to maybe choose what would be your bet tomorrow?
It is not going to be an easy match for Djokovic, as most people feel. Medvedev is a really strong contender. Almost,
Yeah.
it's almost a 50-50 from my side. And if we keep the external factors aside,
Mhm.
I think it is a very, really, really neck to neck match.
Yeah, yeah. I would certainly give a big chance to Medvedev this time. So I am siding with Medvedev. I think he has slightly better opportunity. He will, I think, overpower Djokovic in some cases, and a couple of breaks here and there. You never know.
Right. That's a really bold claim, and uh, I feel we should have made this claim before. At least Medvedev coming into the finals, we had
Yeah.
discussed it. Yeah, very
Yeah.
articulately we had discussed how Medvedev is actually going to make it to the finals. We just didn't have the guts to put it out there. Now you have had the guts to say that Medvedev is going to win this final. So let's see how it turns out.
Yeah, somebody who has missed a few
Right.
is trying to attempt that. But let's see how it goes. I am sure it will be a phenomenal final, and I am sure that everybody will stay tuned in. Especially, I think the timings are also pretty good for most of the continents. And does it really matter? No, it's the US crowd. It's going to be very energetic, and both the people have had some issues with the management, and both might want to prove a point. Thanks so much. Tune in to the match, and we'll see you in the next episode.